I'm working on something about Ironized Cody, who to a large extent represented American Indians through much of the 20th century. He also represented the environmental movement because of his commercial where he cried a glycerin tear over littering. But he made well over 100, maybe as many as 200 movies in which he played Native American characters. Movies and TV shows. He was always a Native American character, and when he was not in the movies, he would take his wardrobe home and wear traditional Native garb, at least as interpreted by Hollywood wardrobe people, in his private life as well. He was always dressed in traditional Native American garb. In one show, he was still a Native American, but he was an Eskimo, an Inuit person. Now, of course, it is well known that he was a pretendian. He was a second generation Italian American. Why he did this, I do think primarily for economic reasons, because it got him a lot of parts. But there may also have been psychological reasons. Okay, his parents were here from Sicily in the very early 20th century. Now, we tend to think in terms of white people and other people. But the thing about that, every group that's come over here, including, yes, the first group that came over here, English people, Anglo-Saxons, has faced some problems. Okay. Italian Americans were widely discriminated against. When they first got over here, they were Southern Europeans in a largely Northern European dominated country. They were Roman Catholics in a country dominated by Protestants. And it wasn't unusual to hear derogatory terms. WOP, DAGO, GREASER, hurled at them. GREASEBALL. These types of terms, which of course the GREASER is also at other groups as well. But WOP and DAGO is pretty much for Italians. And Cody's father, when he was growing up as Oscar or Espera di Corti, his father had to leave Louisiana because he was in trouble with the Black Hand. The Black Hand was made up of Italian immigrants and also preyed on Italian immigrants. It was the precursor of what is now the mafia. Okay, so it may have been psychologically he associated being Italian with a lot of trauma. Now, of course, if you're American Indian, you associate being an American Indian with a lot of trauma. Well, probably both in your own life and historically. But if you're not American Indian, from the outside looking in, it might look good to you. It's a way of being attached to the land that you've adopted, to the country you've adopted, because they were, after all, the first people who got here. Their ancestors got here in the midst of historical time, prehistorical time. 30,000 years ago is they're not immigrants when you get there that early, and they're attached to the land in a way that basically no other group is. And Cody, Ironized Cody, did portray his characters usually with a great deal of dignity. He was fascinated by American Indians. He did respect them. And so I think there were psychological reasons, but of course, it also probably did come down to wanting to make money. There were a lot more parts for American Indians, which of course is what you would say throughout most of the period that he was working, than there were for Italian actors.